Hi, it's Kareen, and we're going to do a quick video on mixing colors. So I'm starting with a primary red, it's watermelon, and a yellow, I have sunshine yellow here, and a blue. So our three primary colors, this is sailboat. And we're going to concentrate on mixing these colors together, and I'll show you how they come out on a piece of photo paper. So I'm going to rinse my brush out really good, so I have a nice clean brush. And I'm going to put a little bit of red, 1 drop of red in my palette. I'm going to take a little bit of that 1 drop of red, and here's my watermelon. And we'll let that dry. Now if I take that watermelon and I add 1 drop of yellow to it, and I mix this up, I end up with an orange. And I'll clean my brush out, and while I'm still using that ink, I'll put 1 more drop of yellow into it, and I'll mix that around. And I come out with a lighter orange, almost yellow. Now what about if I went the other way and I did 2 drops of red and 1 drop of yellow? Now I'm going to come out with a much deeper orange. So this is 1 of red, this is 1 red and 2 yellow, or 1 yellow. This is 1 red and 2 yellow. And this one here is 2 red and 1 yellow. So now let's do red and blue. So we're going to start with 1 red and 1 blue. And here's my blue here. So this is my sailboat blue. 1 blue. And this is 1 blue and 1 red. You can see I have a nice deep purple. Almost eggplant. All right, so now let's try 1 blue and 2 red. So we'll put another drop of red in here. And let's mix that up. And actually, because I'm not getting a lot of color differentiation out of that, let me just wipe this out. All right, so we're going to do 1 blue and 2 red. And we're going to mix this up, and we should get a deeper color, more red color. Let's try that again. Okay, so interesting, it's not making that much of a difference. It's a little bit redder. This is a little bit bluer. This is a little bit redder. What happens if I add another drop of red? So now I have 3 drops of red. And we'll try that. It's subtle, but there's a little bit different. You can see it's a little bit redder. This is a little bit more towards blues, this is a little bit more towards reds. All right, let's make some green. So let's take our palette and start with 1 blue and 1 yellow. So let's mix those around. And we end up with a nice bright green. Put that over here. Okay, so this is one blue and one yellow. Let's add another blue to that and see what happens. This is going to come out more like a color which I would call stream if you're looking at the bottled colors. So now we can see that this green is more blue than the other one. So this was 2 blue and 1 yellow. All right, let's go the opposite way and go 2 yellow and 1 blue. Okay, so now we're going 2 yellow and 1 blue. Mix that up, and this is more towards lime green. And we'll let that dry. Now let's see if we add another yellow to this. So how about 3 yellow and 1 blue. Just gonna add another drop of yellow to this. This should come out pretty bright, a bright yellow green. Kind of citrusy almost. All right, so there's some basic colors. Now, what do I need to do if I want to make brown? Well, we know that green and red make brown, so I've got some green going here. And it's the 3 yellow, 1 blue. So let's see what happens with that. And then I have the 2 blue and a yellow. So let's try first the 2 blue and a yellow. I'm gonna add red to both of them. So if I do this plus 1 red, so if I add red to it, the 2 blue and a yellow, I'm gonna end up more with a black or a dark gray with a little bit of red tone to it. If I take the 3 yellow and 1 blue and I add a red, it is a pretty color brown. It's more of a sienna. That's pretty. So that was 3 yellow, the 1 blue, and the red. All right, and let's happen, so we're gonna do 1 yellow, 1 red, 1 blue. 1 yellow, 1 red, 1 blue. Mix that up, and that gives us a totally different shade of brown, more of a mushroom brown. Let's see what happens if I add another red to that. So if I do plus 1 red, I think we're gonna get a different shade yet. Yep. Let's see what happens if I add a blue to that. Let's do that plus 1 blue. All right, now I'm getting my gray. And you can just keep playing like this. Now the other thing that I wanna make sure that everybody gets is I'm actually going to move this out of the way since now we have our color page. And we can create different values. So I can easily take this brush, and if these are my darks, I can create midtones and lights. And let's start to just pull out, here's my light, and get a mid-tone going right here. And then I can just take the ink that's on this brush, and I can get a lighter tone. And I can dilute that by having a little bit more alcohol on my brush, and I can actually get pink. So my dark, my mid-tone, my light, and my lighter tones. And I can do the same thing with each one of these colors. I can lighten this up and have a mid-tone. I can pull it over here and get an even lighter tone. can take this lighter tone and go lighter yet. So you can do that with any of these colors. I'll do it with the blue, create a mid-tone. All I'm doing is adding a little bit of alcohol from the bristles of the brush, lightening this up a little bit. Wipe my brush off. And so there's a lot of alcohol now. I'm just pulling this down. And the more I pull it out, the lighter it can go. And of course, if I have nothing in my brush, I can go into it, just a tint. So the lights are called tints and the darks are called tones. So here's this pretty purple. Let's lighten it up a little bit. Create a mid-tone. Just by lightening up a little. And then here's my light tone, or my tint. And if I take some alcohol and put it on my brush, I can tint it even more. And so now I just have a hint of color. Blues and reds. Scratch some lightness into that. Over here, really light. Add a little alcohol. Lighter yet. So if you're not, just out of those 3 bottles of ink, I could keep going and keep experimenting with different amounts of dots, but just with this, I've created 3 oranges, I've created 3 different purples, I've created 4 different greens just here. I've got 2 kind of the brown gray, are my gray tones, and I've got 4 different browns. Okay, so I hope that's helpful. Mix your colors, play, keep going. Use your little palette. You can always wipe it out with alcohol and reuse it. Play with pulling experiment with pulling the colors out. You can see this is photo paper, so this one has stained the paper a little bit, but experiment with just pulling those colors out and adding more and more alcohol to the color and just softening, and see how many different shades now you can get out of each one of these. So I hope this is helpful, and if you have any questions, you know how to find me. Thanks, bye.